What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So a four-star 2025 offensive lineman, Owen Strebig, hopefully I'm saying that correct, in that class next year, is going to be announcing his commitment to a school. I think it's on February 8th, somewhere like around 1 or 4 o'clock, depending if it's Eastern or whatever. But yeah, I know USC was in the running. I know he's liked them for quite a bit. Still, obviously, has not committed to any school, but this will be a pretty big-time get, especially, I think it was like Florida State, Miami, some other teams out there that are really trying to get him. So, yes, hopefully, USC will be able to snag another really talented offensive lineman in a future class. And then Juju Watkins, the women's USC basketball player, is named to a finalist or an awards watch list, the Wade Award. I wonder if that is named after Dwayne Wade, the ex-Miami Heat player. But I don't even know exactly which awards these belong to, if it's just like specific position or if it's like for a player of the year type of deal. But she is a finalist, or at least on that watch list as a main person right now. So obviously it's because she's been playing very well, and hopefully we'll continue that, and especially with the rest of the Pac-12 schedule coming to an end pretty soon before you know it. And then the preseason All-American honors came out for the baseball teams in college, and USC's Austin Overn, who I want to say is an outfielder, but he could be an infielder. I don't know. I just know that he broke the record for most steals during a season, not only as a freshman, but I think for over time, like any type of year for any player. So obviously he's already looked at and pretty talented going into future NFL drafts. I forget how that works when it comes to baseball. I think because of that movie Moneyball, they have to stay 3 to 4 years in college if they decide to go before they get drafted, or they get drafted right after high school and basically stay in their AAA team and all that stuff. But I don't know, he's doing pretty good so far, so it's going to definitely help out his draft stock, especially already being named a preseason All-American when it comes to college baseball honors. So that's pretty cool for him. And that elite edge player we talked about, I believe it was yesterday's video, Jared Smith in 2025. I know it said, I believe I stated that he would be returning to USC for a visit this weekend, but I did not know that he was only doing that because he did cancel a visit out to one of the Florida schools, I think it was, and he did that just to be able to come to USC. So obviously that could mean like scheduling differences and all that stuff, just to be able to get the West Coast done quicker before he has to go back to wherever part of the country he is, or it could be that USC is a top and high priority for him as of right now. So they keep saying he's elite. I don't know exactly if he's a 5 or 4-star player, but it's looking like it's at least heading in the right direction for USC football right now. And they did offer another offensive lineman in that class of 2025, a player out of Missouri, in Jack Lang. So yeah, we'll see how he does. I know the University of Missouri has been getting a lot of great guys recently. That new coach has been doing a lot of good stuff down there, not only in the transfer portal, but in high school as well. So that's a team to look out for, in my opinion, this season coming up. But to be able to steal a guy from a pretty talented area out there in the South would be pretty good for USC. And then I think when it comes to the McDonald's All-Americans, I believe it said that Duke has this crazy record of 40 years straight of having a player play in that McDonald's All-American game, which is obviously insane because I've only been following them since like 2006, 2007, maybe 2005, the earliest. And I've pretty much seen a guy there every single year, obviously, if they have this record. But I think the next school is Kentucky with like 16, and you would think they would have more because their history is supposedly more prestigious, but I guess not. And yeah, Duke is just leading that way crazily. Obviously, it hasn't translated to many championships, but pretty much in that run, they've gotten at least 5 or 6. So that's pretty good for me. Definitely looking forward to some more in the future with Coach John Shire. And then when it came to a couple of Duke guys committing over the past couple of days, they did get a Holy Cross offensive lineman in Eric Schon. He did commit to Duke. And then the Stanford offensive lineman James Pogorelc. Hopefully I'm saying that correct. he did commit to Duke as well within the last week or so. So obviously they're building up that offensive line. I think the guy from Holy Cross, the first one, he's probably entering into his last season transferring, and I think the guy from Stanford just went to Stanford for 1 year, and now he's going to be coming to Duke. So they'll hopefully have him for at least the next 3 to 4 years, depending on how long he wants to stay. But obviously it looked like a pretty talented dude if he can get not only into Stanford, but Duke as well, especially in the academic wise. So either way, it's looking good for both these guys joining Duke's football team. And speaking of their football team, PFF did do a highest graded freshman offensive lineman this year, and one of their players on the interior offensive lineman, Brian Parker II, was on that list. I think he was like 3rd overall, which is pretty awesome. So congrats to him, and definitely very exciting that they're able to still keep him and not have him transfer out after having a pretty successful freshman season. So definitely looking forward to seeing this guy get drafted, hopefully from Duke, in the next couple of years. And there was a social media post on X being released that the top selling jerseys in the NBA, I think they did like top 15 players, and of course at number 2 is Duke's Jason Tatum from the Boston Celtics, which is pretty cool. And then also at number 3 is LeBron James as well. So at least 2 guys in the top 3 from one of my teams in college, and obviously from the team I follow professionally in the NBA and the Lakers. So that's awesome. Wish some other guys were up there. I know some other years, probably like Kyrie and other guys like that, even Anthony Davis would be higher up there, but they're obviously not as popular as a lot of these guys on this list. But that's a pretty cool thing for them to have this season so far. And then, yes, we did hear the news that Marc Gasol is finally retiring. I thought he might have already, just because I don't think I've really seen him play in the NBA this last season, and even leading into this season as well. But he did have a little stint with the Lakers. I forget if it was for 2 years. I know if it was for 1. It might have been like 1.5, where they like traded for him at the trade deadline, or he was a buyout person the year before, and then he played 1 year, something like that. Or I could have had it all switched, and he probably signed as a free agent for 1 year. But yeah, obviously he played for the Lakers at that time a couple years ago, but he was actually drafted by the Lakers as well when he finally came over from Spain, or I think he was living in Memphis because his brother Powell was playing for the Grizzlies at the time. But yeah, that was a funny trade because they had him in their thing, and when he finally came over officially to America, I think they ended up trading him to Memphis for Pau Gasol. So Pau got to play for the Lakers first, and then Marc came in as a rookie, played for the Grizzlies, and he eventually had like a pretty nice defensive Hall of Fame career out there for them. They're a pretty tough defensive-minded team back in those days with like Zach Randolph and Mike Conley as well. So he had a nice career there, and then he went to Toronto. Finally won the championship over there in Toronto with Kawhi. But yeah, we almost did something good with him. With the Lakers, he was probably one of the better passing centers that they've ever had. But yeah, sadly, it just never worked out. So yeah, good luck to him. And I'm pretty sure he will get a statue or his jersey retired, at least from Memphis. So congrats to him. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.